Well, hello there in YouTube land and welcome back to the channel. And today we're at Mainland Cycle Center at the Kawasaki Good Times Demo Tour. And we're about to hop on this Vulcan Custom 900. Finally, we've never had a chance to ride one of these Vulcan 900s because they usually don't bring them to these demos, but we have them. Now, the difference between... Now, the difference between the Vulcan Custom and the Classic, because I like the Classic more, little differences. You're going to have a skinny tire here on this Custom thing, and you're going to have also these drag bars. I like the other one a lot better. Usually they come with wide wall tires, and they just look a lot prettier. Now, obviously it's a Japanese bike trying to be a Harley, so let's not judge it too hard, because it is a very pretty bike. Now the 900 is not going to be very powerful, but it should be plenty to keep you entertained. Let's hop on this thing and see how it feels. Obviously, things that they do different from Harleys, the kickstand. It's easier to actually engage and put down. I don't know why Harley keeps doing that with those flippy, floppy, flimsy little or big old kickstands. Anyway, let's see. Oh. Where is the key on this thing? Here it is. Nope. There it is. Alright, so this old school cruiser style key thing, I'm not used to it, so... Oh, it's so cute! It's a little engine. It's like a little Harley engine. Feels like a toy. But let's see how it's... Alright, so it does have the front controls, the forward controls, and I think I need to adjust for the first time in my life a brake lever, because I pushed it all the way in before it's actually stopped. Alright, so first impressions are that this bike feels pretty good. It's like you're riding a Harley, but a lot easier, because it's a lot less heavy, because I'm not going to say it's light, because it's not a light bike, but it feels lighter, and then the engine feels a little bit, as I said, it feels like a toy. It doesn't feel like the whole character of the Harleys. Anyway, it takes a while for it to turn. So I took a little bit of a wide angle on that one because it's a long bike. It takes a while, but it's not longer than Harley's. I think it must be that front rake on the for the front tire. It does feel... Well, it feels like a cruiser, like an actual cruiser, but I don't like the way the engine rumbles, since I think it's revving a little bit too much, or maybe not. I just feel it like, instead of feeling that thump 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 of a big V-twin, you feel like brr, brr, like that, and so that's not good. But that's just the whole Japanese way of doing things, right? It is not really a Harley. It's not really an American cruiser bike. It's a Japanese take on the American cruiser bike. So this is not a bike that you're going to take on the twisties unless you have to. It's a cruiser, right? It is going to take you... Now these forward controls are a little bit different, so you can get some used to it, I think. Well, the Eliminator is faster than this thing, so that's not good. 990 cc's, and it's slower than the 450. But I don't know, it's comfortable enough. The seat is wide and cushy. This thing is very similar to the Harley Softails, but different enough to not get in trouble, right? So the gas tank, I mean, the whole aesthetics of the bike, it just definitely screams we're trying to copy Harley, and we're really, but on a budget. The tank and this thing is not bad compared to the Harleys, but I think everything else feels just a little bit more of a, well, of a budget bike, even though it's not really super cheap. But for less than $10,000, you're not going to get any Harley, especially anything that looks like this, because the cheapest Softail is going to run around $18,000 now, especially with, it is pretty slow too. So yeah, maybe it's not as bad as the Suzuki C50 that I rode once, which I hated. That's the only Suzuki I've ever ridden that I hated. But it's still, yeah, it is one of those things that the Japanese manufacturers don't do cruisers as well as the Americans. And that's just a fact. This is the second one I've ridden, and it's not a great bike. It's not a bad bike, but it's just, there's something about it. And I'm guessing it's the engine. If you want a small capacity bike, you still want it to be a little bit faster. You still want it to rev it a little bit more. If you want a big V-twin, and then I don't even know which gear I'm on, so that sucks. I'm just riding and I don't even know which gear I'm on. I don't even know what's the RPM on this thing. So all of those things suck, man. Also, you don't get a gauge for the gas. All it has is a little light that's going to tell you when you're fucked. Oh, you're fucked. But before that, you don't even know. So yeah, this, I understand that you want to keep it simple, guys, but you know, come on, this is the 21st century. This is 2024. Please give me that information. I want to know which gear I'm riding on. I want to know how much gas I have. I want to know those things, and that's not going to cost you too much to just put it here on the dash. This yeah, this bike has not changed in forever, but still, even here, right, you have the indicators. Which side am I blinking on? I don't know, not from looking at this. I have to check here to just make sure I'm not blinking on the other side that I should have. There's nothing here, nothing here. So it's a very simple bike. Again, not a bad bike, but I wouldn't buy it, especially since I don't even know when I'm in gear. Oh, I'm in neutral. Now, that's a good thing. Have neutral here. And then, oh, there it is. Okay. So, no, this is not a bike I would recommend. I love the way the other one looks. I don't know if I'm revving it too much or not. I have no idea. This bike doesn't tell me any information, so let us hope. Let us hope. Now, a bike like this, like, it reminds me of the Fat Boy a little bit, but the Fat Boy had some very good floorboards that were very comfortable. And then the Harleys that I ridden with foot pegs like these were a little bit more sporty, or sportier than this. So it does feel nimble for what it is. It's not, as I said, it's not a bad bike, but I think I'm just spoiled, man. Harley has a lot of character. Harley has a lot of pep down low. So even though the Harleys don't have a lot of horsepower, they have a lot of grunt, and you get out of traffic without changing gears. On this one, you're rev it and it doesn't really move. So yeah, I don't understand a bike like this. Like who's the customer for this type of bike? I'm guessing it's just a customer that can't afford a Harley or even an Indian, and they just want a little bit of the look, because that's all this bike is. It's a good looking cruiser for a good price, but it's not very practical. You can't tour on this thing because it's not going to have enough power, and then it doesn't have anything as far as luggage capacity. So if you're going to commute on it, you need a backpack or you need to have something added. And then, well, you can't really take it to the twisties because it's going to suck. Not only because it doesn't have any pep to get you out of the corners, but because it's not going to turn at all. It just makes a whole lot of noise, but it does not accelerate. And then with the forward controls, you're stuck. You can't get up on it if there's a bump coming. Now the suspension is not as bad, right? It's maybe just as good as the Softail models at handling the bumps. But I don't know, it's not great either. It does take some muscling around, not as much as let's say a fat boy with a fat tire, but it does. Maybe I'm just spoiled. I just rode the Vulcan S. I rode the little Dominator. They just feel so nimble. This one, and then I rode the Z900 RS, and obviously between that bike and this bike, I would take the Z900 RS 100 times, even though it's a lot more expensive. Yeah, you know where that money's going. On this bike, all right, let's say you want a Harley looking bike on a budget. So you buy this one or the Classic. I like the Classic a lot better because of the white walls, the little fat boy looking handlebars instead of these weird looking drag bars. That they're not really drag bars because they have this angle, so they're just weird. But let's say you want a bike like that. What would you need for me to actually buy it? Let's say I'm on a budget. I need a cruiser. I want a cruiser. Well, I think just the things we talked about. Give me the information. Make it 21st century, right? Tell me which RPM I'm at. Tell me which gear I'm at, and definitely will be better and easier to consider something like this. Without all of that, I can't have a bike that doesn't have that. I just can't, especially not the fuel gauge. If I'm commuting, because I use my bikes to commute every day, if I'm commuting, I'm not going to be worrying about, oh, do I need to gas up or not? That's just stupid. Doesn't feel bad. I just feel like it's gonna explode. It just goes. But yeah, you know what I would love? I would love to get this one and the C50 side to side or back to back ride to see how just a little differences, right? And then get on a Harley and see, like, you know what, guys, engineers from Suzuki and from Kawasaki, also the 750 Honda Shadow, love to see ride that one also back to back. This is what a thumping V-twin should feel like. This does not do it for me at all. Well, that is it for today's video, guys. Remember, if you liked the video, to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell button and share it with all your friends. If you don't like the videos, well, share it with all your enemies. And I'll see you guys on the next one.